morning everyone. So here we are back on Shoreham Beach, my favourite little spot at the moment. Well, it's the second time I've been here in the last few days anyway. Obviously it's a daytime tide today. It's Wednesday, my normal day off of work. Still can't go down to Chichester Club because that's closed. I haven't joined one of my other clubs. The rivers are really low, so really there's nowhere else to fish at the moment except for the beach. I didn't really want to come down here today because I thought, you know, hot sunny weather, the beach is going to be packed with holiday makers, there's going to be dog walkers, windsurfers, swimmers, everything going on. But when I woke up this morning it was really misty, you know, a really heavy mist, and you couldn't see the other side of the valley where I live. So I thought, well, you know, it's my day off, I'm not going to waste it, I'm going to go fishing. Didn't have any bait, so I had to wait for the tackle shop to open at 9 o'clock. Nipped down there to go and get some worms, and he said no fresh lug I'm afraid, it's only frozen, and he only had 3 packs left, so I quickly had those 3 packs of worms. They're just sort of thawing out now, just about soft enough to put on the hook. And I've got a couple of squid from the freezer, which I took out when I got up this morning at home. So I've got a few worms, a couple of packs of worms, 3 packs of worms, so plenty of worms really. 2 squids which I'm going to chop in half, so that's 4 baits really. That should last me the tide on one rod. So that's how I'm fishing. The one rod on half a squid, the other rod on a double hook rig with lugworm. Might tip it with a bit of squid later on. But as you can see, it's the wind's changed direction, having been northerly winds for about a month now. They finally switched round to southwesterly, coming straight in at me. So excuse any wind noise that you may be hearing. So it's a little bit nippy. I've got my coat on. That's got the advantage of keeping all the crowds away so far. The sun's just breaking through that mist now, so it's going to get a little bit hotter, but it's the wind. The wind's making it cold today. A little bit of seaweed around, I can see being washed up in the edges. High tide's at 2, just after 2 o'clock. It's 10:30 now, so I'm here nice and early, 3.5 hours before high tide. Half 10, half 12, half 1. 3.5 hours before high tide. So it's usually the fishing the tide up that's the best. I'll give it my best shot. Just hoping to catch a fish really. Not got any hopes of catching a ray because they usually get caught at night. Might have the odd chance of a bass or a bream or a plaice. Let's see how we do. Well, I've been fishing like nearly an hour and a half now, hour and a quarter, hour and a half. Moved up the beach a bit, and I've just seen my first little nibble on the worm bait. I mean, I pulled it in a couple of times and the worms have been untouched. I just saw a couple of little nibbles on that worm, so hopefully there's a few fish arriving. We'll wind down and have a little look anyway. Might be something on. Well, at least it's a fish. Another one of those tiny little place. So it looks like that's all that's going to be on offer today, but at least I've caught something. Another small place. 2 bites in like nearly 3 hours fishing, so it's pretty slow. In fact, it's very slow. No bites at all on the whole squid, and it seems it's only a small place out there today. Well, it's been a tough old morning and afternoon for that matter. As it's about 2:30 now, so we've gone just past high tide, and I still just had those 2 small place to show for all my effort. Nothing at all on the whole squid. In fact, I took the squid off just a little while ago and clipped some mackerel feathers off. I had about a dozen casts, see if there's any mackerel around, but nothing was showing. So a slow old day, but you know, what else could I rather be doing? There's nowhere else I can go at the moment really, other than up the river, which is really low. But, you know, there's still time left yet. I'm going to give it another hour, fish the tide back down for another hour, and call it a day I think. But it's been a pleasant day out, sun's broken through now, and can't complain. That's a pretty one. That's been about the size of it today, you know. Just about sizable place, just undersized place. This one's just about sizable probably, but you know, it's going to go back. But you know, pretty fish. That's a better one. Look at that one then. I think that might be a keeper, that one. Virtually the last cast, just as the tide's going down. And we've got a really nice place there. There's orange spots on it. Right, well that's it, it's 4 o'clock now. I've stayed on a bit longer than I expected because I started getting a few little nibbles. Ended up with, is it 4 or 5 place, including one nice sizable one. So Sal will be happy, she's got some dinner for tonight. Anyway, just about to wrap it up, just about to wind the rods in, and I'll be off in about 5 or 10 minutes. So that's it for this one, and hope you enjoyed it, and see you on the next one. Cheers.